Hello.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
All right.
Good deal.
What did Dave say?
Dave was like surprised that Joel was here.
Oh.
Testing,
Yes,
1, 2, 3.
Testing.
One.
AVC Sports and 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon present high school basketball. Now let's go courtside for tonight's game.
Good evening. Welcome to high school basketball on AVC Sports. Tonight, John Glenn, Little Muskies. They have traveled to Southtown to take on the Maysville Panthers. I'm Dave Hilliard, along with my good friend and partner, Mike Snively. We've got all the action for you tonight. YRP TV YouTube live video broadcast tonight. Also, we're on the radio, 98.5 and 107.9 Nash Icon. Mike, my first boys game of the season. I did a girls game back home last week. First boys game of the season. I'm ready to get at it, and we've got a good one tonight.
And I think the last time we were together doing a basketball game was the night that Alex Ball banked it in, famous banked it in shot.
It was the holy moly game, yes.
And propelled his team in that regional final win over Columbus Hartley to the state final.
Well, good.
That runner-up finish. But, man, I'm excited tonight. All I expect tonight, Dave, is some little frantic pace.
I know. Good to be back with you, and good to be back on AVC tonight doing some high school basketball. John Glenn 1-0, Maysville also 1-0. Both teams won Tuesday night. John Glenn beat Tusky Valley 62-37. And then Maysville beat a very good Bloom Carroll team 82-69. That game was here in Southtown. Nichols, 26 points, picked up with where he left off last year. Jordan Watson with 24. They hit 11 threes in the game, Mike, and they were 19 of 23 from the free throw line. So that's a good sign for a team that likes to shoot the three ball.
No doubt about it. And Coach Dave Brown, he's got it rolling down here at Maysville. Nichols and Watson getting huge minutes last year in that tournament. They just came alive last year.
And
they
did.
They just sophomores last year. But, this year they're going to be the leaders of this team. And they had a really good, from what I understand, a really good offseason in terms of the summer ball and everything like that. So they're going to be a fun team to watch all year.
Well, John Glenn, they defeated Tusky Valley 62-37. Steele Bates with 12. And Will Nikolazakis, the captain of the all-name team, he had 10 points in that game. John Glenn was up 39-15 at halftime, Mike, so that game was basically over. They had 10 players on the roster score for John Glenn in that game Tuesday night. Now next up, we'll be back here again Tuesday night. New Lex comes to town, and that's going to be a really interesting basketball game as well here against Maysville. John Glenn, they'll be going to Coshocton, and that's going to be another good small school matchup. Coshocton has some nice pieces. I think they're going to be a nice team this year as well. The big change this year, Mike, 7 divisions in basketball.
Yes, that's a huge change.
I did a little research, and I've got all the local schools. John Glenn and Maysville are going to be Division 4. Tri-Valley, though, Division 3. So if you're John Glenn and Maysville, you're kind of happy that Tri-Valley's in the bigger division.
Well, that, and if you're a Maysville fan, you don't have to get confused because they're also Division 4 in football.
Yeah, there you
John
go.
Glenn, Division 3 in football, moves down to Division 4 in basketball.
Right. Well, some of the other MVL teams, Philo's D4, Cambridge D4, Maysville, as we said, D4, New Lexus D4, West Muskingum D4, Meadowbrook Colts, they're Division 5, Morgan's Division 5, Coshocton Division 5, along with Riverview. Crooksville, Division 6, smallest school in the MVL. Now, that leads me to my trivia question for you tonight, Mike Snively.
I've been waiting on it.
Largest school enrollment, boys basketball in the state of Ohio, belongs to what school?
Okay, largest boys enrollment. I'm
Yes.
going to go, can I get 2 guesses?
I'll give you 2 guesses, man.
I was going to go with Mason, down around Cincinnati.
Nope,
And my other guess would be Mentor, up near Cleveland.
you're in the right area. Cleveland St. Ignatius.
St. Ignatius, and that's an all-boys school.
Yes, has
Okay.
1,300. Where's my thing at here? 1,371 boys.
Wow, that's and just boys.
All right, so we're going to go for the
Oh,
smallest.
jeez. Oh,
That's
boy.
a tough one.
Give me a
Down
hint on the what part of the state?
Down on the Ohio River.
What part of the Ohio River? I mean, the Ohio River goes from almost Pittsburgh
I'll
to.
be specific. I'll say Ironton, Ohio.
Is it St. Joe?
Ironton St. Joe has
Okay.
29 boys.
29 boys in the school.
So we've got schools competing in basketball from 1,300 students all the way down to 29. And I think that's what's great about high school basketball.
That's fantastic, and that makes me always think of the movie Hoosiers because
You know it.
What they have 11 guys in the school and 10 of them played basketball or something like that. And well, that might have been a different story, but what a great story that was.
Well, we're ready to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this matchup. You are listening and watching boys high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Today is the day you make changes, the day you have looked forward to, the day you take a step to see the you before addiction. And it all starts right here at The Residence, an in-bed facility that designs your recovery to your needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm Crystal Reynolds for Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Our approach is personal, and it is as individual as your needs. We are here for you. Call 855-692-7247.
Looking for trusted dental care for the whole family? Dr. Darcy Wakefield and the team at Wakefield Dental have you covered. From pediatric to general and orthodontic care, they offer a full range of services. At Wakefield Dental, they focus on individualized treatment plans that not only create beautiful smiles, but build lasting confidence. Schedule your consultation today. Call 740-435-3100 or go to drwakefieldDDS.com.
Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a proud supporter of high school football. Contact one of the 42 agencies writing for Patrons Buckeye for a quote from your local insurance company covering Ohio. Whether you need coverage for your home, mobile home, cabin, seasonal home, a garage, or even farm equipment, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is located in Caldwell, Ohio, and can help. Visit our website, patronsbuckeye.com.
At People's Bank, we're more than just a bank. As a community bank, we are committed to where we work and live, giving back to the organizations you care about through sponsorships, donations, and volunteer hours. When you bank with People's, you're not just a client, you're part of a community of neighbors helping neighbors. People's Bank, working together, building success. Member FDIC. Visit us at pebo.com.
Dave Hilliard and Mike Snively back in Southtown getting ready for some Muskingum Valley League boys basketball. John Glenn travels to Maysville tonight to take on the Panthers in a game that A little bit different flavor, Mike. These two teams used to play each other twice a year. Now they're only going to play once because they're in different divisions of the MVL.
Yeah, Maysville goes to the small school, and they flip-flop with Morgan. I'm actually looking at the new board up here, the new Muskingum Valley Lake board, which is they've done a beautiful job here in this gym. See what a state runner-up does for you? That they do all these nice
they got new bleachers, they got new paint job, they got new scoreboards, they got everything.
So to clarify one more time, Morgan is now in the large school division, and Maysville is in the small school division.
So a little bit of a change, what that means in terms of scheduling, when you're playing in the big school division, you play crossover games against the small school division. You only play them one time. If you're in a small school, the other small school teams, you play them twice, just like in the big school division, you play everyone in your own division 2 times.
Correct.
So it takes a little bit of away from the rivalry because you're only going to play once, and this time it just happens to be at Maysville. I'm sure next year the schedule will flip around, and then it'll be at John Glenn when they play Maysville. So, and those crossover games count in the standings. So and I think too, the small school division, there's going to be some really good basketball played in the small school division.
I'm looking at that right now, Dave, and there's going to be some real – I can three or four teams right now I think could possibly win that thing.
New Lex, really good. This Maysville team, good and experienced. I think Coshocton has some nice pieces.
That's what I think. And we still don't know what's West Em always – they've got a very good athletic program right now.
So we're getting ready here at Southtown. We're going to stay here for the national anthem. We're not very far away from the pep band. So the pep band, I believe, is going to play the national anthem. So we're going to stay right here with the national anthem tonight. And they're getting ready to introduce what's going on here. They've got a giant flag that drops from the ceiling. So it's a very interesting setup in the way they've got that, Mike. I like that.
I like it.
It's almost like at Rosecrans where they big the flag out and they stretch it across the floor.
And Zanesville has something similar to this too.
I like that. It's nice. There's no doubt where the flag is when you're standing there as a player or coach.
And you know, Dave, tonight we've got pretty much a capacity crowd here.
And you know what? When you've been used to winning, it brings in those folks.
It does.
Maysville certainly had a great season last year, but they're missing some key components there. Alex Bob, he's down at Marietta. You got Wesley Armstead playing football at Capital. And Cohen Fink, another one we talked about, a huge part of that team defensively. He is in business school at Ohio State.
Wow, you did your research on those guys.
I did my research on those
But you know,
guys.
Fink and Armstead, we always talked about Alex Bob, and for the right reasons, obviously, but those two, Fink and Armstead, provided a lot of leaderships, and they were very good defensive players.
Yes, they were. And I will vouch for the Maysville band being a very good band. I got to see a lot of their performances in football season, and they do a great job. They have a lot of kids involved in the band program, and again, they did a fine job with the national anthem there. So tonight, our coaches, and I told both of them before the game, this is a tough game. I can't have a rooting interest because I really like both of these guys.
Both Muskingum players too. So
both played basketball at Muskingum, so I really appreciate that. Eric Coach for John Glenn, he's in his 6th season at John Glenn High School. It's his 17th overall as a head basketball coach. Dave Brown, it's his 8th season at the helm of Maysville, and he is also a Muskingum graduate. Both played basketball. Different coaches, though.
Right.
Sheck played for Jim Burson, and Dave played for Gene Ford.
Gene Ford, yeah. A little bit of Not much of an age difference between them, but just enough. Yeah.
Just enough. We anticipate tonight in our starting lineup, John Glenn are going with Cooper Briggs, also with C.J. Dolan. They've got Will Nikolazakis in the starting lineup, the captain of my all-name team.
And they did put the score.
Yeah, they did, didn't
the
they?
Scoreboard here, the two new scoreboards are amazing.
We got Braden Davis also in the starting lineup, and then Steele Bates rounding out the lineup. And last year, I always pointed out how thin Steele Bates is. He's a little taller, but he's still pretty thin.
He's still
Mike.
pretty thin. And might I mention, we have John Glenn wearing black uniforms with new Concord across the chest.
Black uniforms.
With new Concord across the chest.
Coach Scheck is very proud of those uniforms. He was talking about those earlier in the preseason with a couple of us, and he really likes them. He likes the new Concord thing.
Right.
It's a throwback, really.
It is a throwback, yes.
In the Maysville starting lineup tonight, and it's going to be no surprise, Gator Nichols in the starting lineup, 6-foot junior guard. Gator had a really great sophomore campaign. He averaged 15.1 points per game. Also, Cade Rock, the quarterback on the football team, he transitions to basketball. He saw some time off the bench last year for Maysville. Landon Iden, also in the starting lineup for the Maysville Panthers. Again, a pretty nice football season for Landon Iden. Kane Roehrig, another returning starter from that state runner-up team at center. And then also Jordan Watson out on the perimeter. Jordan, another one of those guys that just really elevated their game last year. Jordan averaged 12 points a game last year as a sophomore.
So between both teams, one senior starting.
And Maysville has no seniors on the roster.
No seniors on the roster.
So we've got one senior out there in the starting lineup tonight for this basketball game. And that's, you usually like to rely on some seniors, but they just don't have any, Mike.
No, you don't. And like I said, we knew that Watson and Nichols got some valuable minutes with that big tournament run last year. But we also, on the radar last year, was all the four sophomores getting all the key playing time for John Glenn, and now they are all juniors.
Well, we're ready for the opening tip here. Braden Davis going to be in the center circle for John Glenn. I anticipate either Watson or Roehrig jumping for the Panthers.
Well, I tell you what, it feels like a tournament atmosphere here.
It feels like a tournament atmosphere. It really does. Got a nice pep band going. Got a good student section on our left side here from the young folks from, looks like that's the John Glenn group tonight. So a good crowd, a good atmosphere. Roehrig will jump for Panthers, and it's going to be controlled by the Panthers. Iden's got the basketball. Over to Watson on the right side, now back to Gator Nichols in the middle of the floor. To Watson, a back screen for Gator Nichols, but he wasn't open. Nichols now gets it to Iden out front. Squares up, knocked down a three, but tried a three and it didn't go. Rebound off to John Glenn. Nikolazakis with the basketball, and there's Maysville with that full court pressure right away. John Glenn breaks it. They get it up the floor quickly. Briggs has got it. Now to Braden Davis inside. Kicks it outside. Dolan thought about it, but got rid of it. Now Bates on the left wing. Takes Nichols off the dribble. Finds Dolan. Dolan pull-up jump shot. Good.
That's a shot you don't see a lot anymore. That 18-footer just inside the three-point line.
Just inside the three-point line. And as you predicted it, Mike, a frenetic pace. There's going to be a lot of up and down tonight. Teams are going to pressure each other. Maysville breaks the press, and they find Watson on the left wing. He penetrates all the way. It's blocked. Steele Bates with the block. And Maysville right into full court pressure, but Bates with a nice block. And John Glenn with the lead in the basketball. Nikolazakis on the left side. Now gets it to Dolan. Dolan back to Nikolazakis. He tries to penetrate. He's cut off by Rock. Kicks it outside, a three-pointer on the way. No good from Briggs. And Maysville with the basketball. Nichols on the run. Pulls up three ball. No good. Rebound. Almost tipped away, but fouled. C.J. Dolan with the rebound, and he's fouled.
And that might be the first break in the action we've had, but you can tell right now they went hard at it for 94 seconds.
Watson with that, they called that foul on Rohrig. It's his first foul and the team's first foul. And again, you got to watch out. 5 fouls now. You shoot free throws in high school basketball. Bates penetrated all the way to the baseline now into the lane. He's got to get rid of it, and he does. It's out on the right wing. Dolan with the basketball. Dolan to the top. Briggs, three-pointer. Good. Cooper Briggs from deep, and it's 5-0. John Glenn in the early going.
Briggs shot that three-point shot at a 47% rate last year.
Maysville breaks the press quickly, and they try a three-pointer. It's missed, but Jordan Watson with the rebound, and he lays it up and in, and it's 5-2. John Glenn here. Early going, 5:46 to play in the first quarter. Bates brings it across into the front court, being guarded closely by Rock. He's going to pull up, shot, no good. Rebound hits the floor. Watson's got it. Maysville on the run. Nichols, breakout. He's going to go all the way to the rim, and he scores. Gator Nichols, his first bucket of the game. And it's 5-4, John Glenn.
Maysville missed their first 4 shots, but have knocked down their last 2.
Close range helps you a little bit on those easy ones. Baseline drive, no good by Dolan. And the rebound off to Gator Nichols. He's on the run. Pulls up into the lane, spin move, layup, good. Gator Nichols with a sweet move in the paint, and he's given the Maysville Panthers their first lead, 6-5.
John Glenn's got to find some semblance of a half-court offense this trip down.
Bates, he penetrates, stops, free throw line, pops, no good. Rebound off to Jordan Watson. Here comes Nichols on the run again. He gets it all the way into the lane, but it's knocked away from behind. Good hustle play there from Braden Davis.
Jordan Watson, 4 rebounds already. We haven't even played 3-4 minutes yet.
6-5, Panthers lead the Muskies here. 4:39 to go in the first quarter. Inbounded to Watson. Now to Nichols, who loses it, and that's going to be over and back once he touches it. And it is.
Our first turnover of the game, Dave.
Played almost 3.5 minutes with no turnovers, and there's our first one. John Glenn will inbound the basketball. Officials debating upon where it's going to go, and it's going to be on the baseline. Local flavor to the officiating crew tonight, Mike.
Dave Davidson, Tom Orr, and his son, Zaven Orr. Tom, the Honorable Tom Orr, the mayor of Cambridge.
Bates thought about a three, being closely guarded by Rohrig. Backs off on the dribble now. Crossover, trying to get an advantage on Rohrig, and he can't get one. Little dribble handoff action now. Dolan's got it. Davis going to set a screen. He rolls, not open. Back to Briggs. Briggs, three-pointer, no good. Rebound off to Landon Iden. Iden spins out of trouble, gets it to Watson. Watson throws it ahead to Rohrig. Rohrig gets it in the quarter to Nichols. Nichols back to Watson, cutting to the bucket. Jump shot from the baseline, no good. Rebound fought for and off of Steele Bates. It's going to be Maysville basketball. They lead 6-5, 3:55 to play in the first quarter.
And as expected, John Glenn pressing even off of misses.
Both teams picking up full court pressure in this game. Rohrig on the inbound. He lays it up and in. Nice inbounds play for the Panthers, and they lead 8-5.
Andrew Glob checking in, also Cole Robinson.
Nice play there, and right away, Robinson off the bench and a backdoor cut. Recipient of a nice pass, and he gets on the board. It's 8-7 now. Nichols loses it, being harassed by Glob. Glob and Bates together. And they force the turnover from Gator Nichols.
Glob's going to come in and bring defensive energy as he did there, knocked it off the hip of the Maysville offensive player.
Inbounded to Braden Davis, and they hand it back to Bates. Bates guarded by Rock into the front court on the right side. Dribble in the basketball. Rock, screen from Braden Davis. It's a pick and roll. Bates tries to get to the rim, pulls up, kicks it out to Glob. Glob across court. He got that to Robinson. Robinson now finds Bates on the left wing. Davis going to screen for him again. Trying to get a pick and roll going. This time Bates penetrates in. Can't spin, almost throws it away, but Glob got it. Davis had his hands on it and got it back to Bates. Game plan looks like it's to screen for Bates. He gets all the way to the rim, and a tough shot, and it goes. Bates' first basket of the game. John Glenn back in front, 8-7.
Degree of difficulty, 10 out of 10 on that shot.
Yes, it was. Rorig's got it on the left wing. He lets a three go, no good. Rebound off to John Glenn. Robinson's got it, now to Glob. Glob bounce pass to Davis. Davis lays it up and in. Nice job there by John Glenn, breaking the pressure and getting a layup. Rorig into the front court. Watson has it, now swings it to Gator Nichols. Gator Nichols, three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Braden Davis. Strong rebound from Davis. He gets it to Bates. Here come the Muskies on the attack. Between the legs, Bates tries to penetrate, kicks it out. Dolan gets all the way to the bucket, lays it up and in. Tough layup from C.J. Dolan, and he gets his second basket of the game. And that's going to be a timeout from Dave Brown, a 30-second one, which gives me a great time here to mention all of our sponsors. Allen Hunter State Farm, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Valentine Insurance, Surgent Construction, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Doane Ford, People's Bank, and Wakefield Dental, all sponsors of our broadcast tonight. Mike, as you expected, lots of action.
Lots of action, and the Maysville players that were good last year have improved this year. And the one thing I've noticed too, the four sophomores last year have grown up a little bit, and they're young men right now.
Yes,
so,
they are.
Bigger, stronger, faster.
Substitution into the game for Maysville. Ferguson enters for the Panthers.
Lucas Blair checks in for the Muskies.
And it's picked from him, and Steele Bates, nice steal. He knocks it away, and he lays it up and in. And his team leads 15-8. Gator Nichols thought about pulling up for the three. Instead, gets all the way across the lane on the dribble. Gets it to Rock in the corner. Rock three-pointer, no good. Bates fights for the rebound. He's got it. Watson tried to take it from him, but Bates had both hands on it. On the left side, Briggs trying to find some space to get off another three. Glob has it out front now to Bates on the right side. Now finds Robinson. He penetrates, kicks it back. Glob's got it. He penetrates to the lane, and he's fouled. And I think that's going to go on Rock.
I've noticed that Coach Shack is substituting just about every dead ball. Two new ones coming in after this possession.
Cade Rock with his first foul of the game. Second foul on his team. John Glenn has not committed a foul, Mike.
Not committed a foul. Maysville also has 3 turnovers. John Glenn 0 turnovers here in this first quarter.
15-8, John Glenn leads. They get it inbounds quickly. Robinson going to go left hand, lays it up and in. That's his 4th point of the game.
That's 6 straight baskets made for John Glenn.
Watson, he tries a three, and he gets his three in the corner. Jordan Watson, first three-pointer of the game for the Panthers, and there's going to be a foul as Dolan got it into the front court, and that's going to be on Gavin Ferguson, his first, team third. Just under a minute to go here.
I think our scoreboard is wrong.
I think the scoreboard is wrong.
And it does look like we have some younger adults working the scoreboard.
Maysville hit the three, and they gave the points to John Glenn on the scoreboard.
So we'll get this figured out here.
They'll get it figured out eventually. I'm surprised.
It should be 17-11. It should be 17-11.
I'm surprised the whole crowd hasn't been telling them. Nikolazakis penetrates, tries a right-handed runner, no good. Rebound off to Jordan Watson of the Panthers. Here comes Maysville on the run. They get it ahead to the rim, lays it up and in. Fouled. Ferguson going to get the layup. Foul on C.J. Dolan. Maysville did a great job of getting the ball up the floor in transition.
Gavin Ferguson, the 5'10 sophomore.
Ferguson a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. And it's off the front iron. Rebounded by Robinson. 24 seconds. John Glenn looks like they're going to try for the last shot here. They get it into the front court, 17 seconds. Bates with the basketball, being guarded by Rock. Bates breaks contact, penetrates into the lane, shot fake, dumps it down low, shot up, good by Robinson. He's got 6 points in the quarter. Half-court try on the way and no good. And that's going to be the end of our first quarter. 19-14 our score. We'll be back after a few messages from our sponsors.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
Experience luxury and power like never before with the 2024 Explorer, available now at Dome Ford. With its sleek exterior, 3.0-liter EcoBoost V6 engine, and low miles, this Explorer is ready for any adventure. Relax in light sandstone leather seats while staying comfortable with heated and ventilated front seats. Plus, enjoy the premium technology package featuring a 14 speakers and B&O sound system with twin-panel moonroof. Don't miss out on this exceptional driving experience. Visit Dome Ford today, located at 66870 Belmont Morristown Road, or visit them online at domeford.com.
Second quarter action ready to get underway here at Southtown. John Glenn 19, Maysville 13 our score. The scoreboard still hasn't been corrected. They've got it at 22-13. We've had a couple of different scores up there on the board. It's a 199-13. Hey, they've got it. It's 19-13.
There we go.
New scoreboard here at Maysville. So
yeah, and it's always going to be an adjustment. Just their second game using these new scoreboards.
Exactly, and it's an adjustment, and they finally got it all straightened out because their score agrees with what we have kept up here at our table. It's 19-13 John Glenn as we start this second quarter, Mike. Frenetic pace, to say the least.
It has been, and Cole Robinson, the 6'2 senior wing for John Glenn, has really came in, been a spark for this John Glenn Muskie offense.
Steele Bates has the basketball. He gets it into the offensive end for John Glenn. At the high post, Braden Davis came off a screen wide open, but they didn't see him. Bates, he's going to try a three-pointer. No good. Rohrig with the rebound. Jordan Watson has it. Now back to Rohrig. Now to Watson again. Up the court to Iden. Iden on the left wing. Thought about it. Now gets it to Nichols. Nichols, behind the back dribble, gets it at the free throw line. Now a little move. He throws it up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Lays it back in.
Nice play there by Gator Nichols. Getting his own miss. It's almost like he knew he was going to miss it there.
19-15 now. Maysville within 4. Bates into the front court. Now to the left wing. Robinson, layup. No good. It's blocked by Rohrig. Tried to go the reverse route and couldn't get it to go. Watson now with a basketball for the Panthers. Crossover dribble. Finds Iden in the corner. Iden back to Robinson, or to Watson. Watson to Iden in the corner again. Iden three ball, no good. Rebound off to Rohrig. Now to Nichols. Nichols, he's going to try a three. No good. Rohrig with the rebound. Tip, no good. Bates had the ball, but it was knocked away. Nikolazakis dove for it, but he was out of bounds. So Maysville keeps it.
Really good hustle by both teams, and it's going to be like this all night, Dave. It's going to be a fight.
Both teams really being aggressive and going after it today. Watson, he finds Gavin Ferguson for a three-pointer. Gavin Ferguson, he's got 5 points off the bench, and it's 19-18, John Glenn.
Big spark there for the Panthers. Ferguson.
Dolan gets it to Bates. Bates fouled by Rohrig. That's going to be Rohrig's second foul, I believe.
Rock returns for Maysville. Blair returns for John
Finally,
Glenn.
the Rock has come back to Maysville.
The Rock. You hear what the Rock is cooking?
Can you smell what
Smell.
the Rock is
Did I
cooking?
say here? I knew it was one of the 5
It's okay.
senses.
It's all right. It is. Bates with the basketball. Now to Glob. Glob going to try a right-handed drive. Gets all the way to the rim. Lays it up. No good. Watson with the rebound. Here come the Panthers. Gets it ahead to Ferguson. Ferguson Pulls up on the left wing. Can't find anybody to get it to. Finally gets it to Nichols, who got away with a travel. In the corner to Iden. Iden is going to hit a three.
Coach Scheck wants to call timeout, talk this over.
And that's going to be a full timeout. As the Panthers have taken their first lead, we will take a quick break here as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on ABC Sports.
Looking for reliable insurance that fits your life? Look no further than Allen Hunter State Farm in Cambridge, Ohio. From auto to home to life insurance, we offer a range of options tailored to your needs. With our friendly, knowledgeable team, you'll get the protection and peace of mind you deserve. We're dedicated to being there for you, just like a good neighbor should. Call Allen Hunter State Farm today and discover how we can help you safeguard your future. Call 740-439-5385. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Second quarter action here at Southtown. Maysville has used an 8-0 run, Mike, to start this second quarter to take their first lead of the game, 21-19. John Glenn had a lead, they built it up, and then Maysville has just gotten back into the basketball game.
We've already had a game of four. There's been 4 runs already,
Yeah.
3 in the first quarter. Now Maysville makes his 4th run here and does take the lead here. So John Glenn comes out, starts the second quarter, misses their first 3 shots, and Maysville makes 3 of their first 6 shots. So, and that's in the first minute and 54 of the second quarter.
It's amazing how the three-point shot can lift your team's energy, and that's what it's done for Maysville.
Absolutely.
It's helped them on the defensive end. They now have a 21-19 lead. Bates gets the inbounds now over to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis going to bring it up against Iden. Into the front court now. They run a little back screen for Bates, but he doesn't get open on it. Bates has it on the right wing. They're going to try to run a pick and roll for him. And it's almost turned over, knocked away, but Iden couldn't get his hands on it. Bates still has it. Lucas Blair into the game for John Glenn. Out of that timeout, he is seeing his first action of the night. Bates with the handoff, trying to find some space on the left side. Didn't get anything. Now he's picked up his dribble. Gets it to Blair. Blair now to Dolan in the corner. Briggs going to try a three-pointer from the left wing, and it rattles in, out, and back in. Cooper Briggs with his second three-pointer of the game, and John Glenn retakes the lead, 22-21. And that's going to be thrown away, but Dolan picks it up, gets it ahead to Nikolazakis, and he was fouled.
That last shot for Briggs that went in, you can notice the soft touch. If you have the soft touch, you get the benefit of the doubt, and that's what happened that time.
John Glenn inbounds the ball underneath their own bucket. They lead 22-21, 4:59 to play until halftime. Bates has got it. He likes to control the offense for the Muskies. Throws up a tough shot. Blair tips out the rebound to Nikolazakis, who penetrates all the way in, gets it back to Bates on the right side. Bates, baseline dribble, and it's going to be a foul on the dribble, and I think it's going to be on Iden. And I was
they
right.
got Landon Iden on that foul.
That's his second foul, and again, Coach Scheck shuttling in a bunch of players.
Now we're going to see Coach Brown. He's going to bring in Gate back, Nichols back. I'm sorry, Cohen Llewellyn back in.
Hayden Gintzer into the game for John Glenn, his first action of the night for the Muskies. Bates on the inbounds play, guarded by Rock. They've got him spread out on the side by himself. Bates tells Dolan to go on through Nikolazakis. And now another screen for Bates. And now they get it inside into the low post. Back to Dolan, though, in the corner. He's going to get trapped, and he's going to turn it over.
John Glenn's first turnover.
Ferguson got it, and there's going to be a blocking call on Nikolazakis.
Yeah, just John Glenn's first turnover of the night. Maysville has 4 on the night.
And that's only John Glenn's second foul of the game as well. Nikolazakis with 1, Dolan with 1. Maysville now going to inbound the basketball. Robinson trying to deny the ball from Gator Nichols, but Gator goes into the backcourt. He gets the pass. John Glenn has switched defenses now. They've gone to a 1-2-2 zone, Mike.
Trapping defense.
And a tip, and that's going to stay with Maysville. They switched into that, and we watched the JV team run that for a really long period of time tonight, and they really frustrated Maysville in the JV game.
Very successful with that.
And they got a turnover there. Here come the Muskies on the run. Bates going to try a 3-ball from the right side. No good. Long rebound, though. Watson dives, saves it, throws it ahead, but it's turned over to John Glenn. Dolan all the way down to the lane, gets to the rim, and he's fouled.
I'm not sure Watson had to dive, and I think he felt like somebody was behind him on his neck, and that just was not the case.
Cohen Llewellyn with his first foul of the game, and that's going to put Dolan at the free throw line. John Glenn's first free throws of the game, and Dolan gets the first one. 23-21 now, 3:54 to play until halftime.
Cooper Briggs checks back in for John Glenn.
Dolan, second free throw on the way, and it's good. 2 for 2 for Dolan, and it's 24-21 John Glenn.
John Glenn's going to stay in that
1-2-2
trap.
Maysville into the front court. They're going to trap Gator Nichols. Now they're going to trap Watson, and he's fouled. A little bit too much hands on the John Glenn defense there.
I believe they got Steele Bates. No, I'm sorry, they got Genzer. Hayden Genzer on that call.
Genzer's first foul. Team's second foul here in the second quarter. Gator Nichols comes off a couple of screens. He gets the inbounds pass. And he gets it across. He gave up his dribble, and now cross courts, and it's almost turned over by Rock. Watson's got it. He finds the ball in the corner. He gets a 3-ball off the way. It was no good. Ferguson had it. Rock now with the ball in the low post, and it's a double dribble. Another turnover from Maysville.
Maysville's 6th turnover. John Glenn still with just 1 turnover. Now Maysville's going to go ahead and pressure John Glenn full court.
John Glenn very successful tonight in making Maysville turn the basketball over while not doing that themselves. Bates hands the ball off to Briggs. Briggs now cross court over to Dolan. Dolan tries the left-hand dribble. Nothing doing, back to Briggs. Guarded by Rock. Briggs penetrates, kicks it back. Genzer going to try a 3. Good. Genzer. His first 3 of the game, his first basket. John Glenn by 6 now, 27-21.
John Glenn shot the 3-ball well so far tonight.
Watson, he's going to try a 3 from the top of the circle, in and out, no good. Ball tipped right to Gator Nichols. He dumps it off to Rock, no good. Rebound goes off to Genzer, and he's fouled.
Maysville crowd does not like it.
And that's Cade Rock's second foul.
We're going to shoot free throws here too.
5th foul, that's going to put him into the bonus situation. 2 free throws now. Any foul against Maysville that's not player control the rest of this quarter, Mike, it's a 2-shot foul. And Genzer's going to be the recipient of the first 2.
So John Glenn tonight 2 of 2 at the line. Maysville just 0 of 1.
Genzer, shot up, good on the first one.
So Dave, at the only level that does 1-on-1 now would be men's college basketball?
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought.
Genzer, second free throw, eyes the rim, knocks that one down too. He's got 5 points. John Glenn up by 8, 29-21. The zone has really frustrated Maysville a little bit. Now penetration all the way in by Ferguson.
I think they got C.J. Dolan here.
And that foul is on Dolan. Mike called that correctly, and that's Dolan's second foul. Dolan now guarding Nichols on the inbounds. Watson hands it to Rock. Rock loses control but gets it to Gator in the corner. Nichols penetrates all the way, throws it into the corner, gets it back on the right wing. He tries to go behind the back, and he's going to be fouled.
And that time they got Briggs. Just a little too much body by Briggs.
Briggs, his first foul of the game. And that's going to bring a sub into the game. Glob is going to come in for Dolan. Dolan's got 2 fouls. They don't really want him getting a third here with 2:18 to go until halftime. 29-21. Watson's got it. Gets it into the corner. Now Watson has it on the left side. And boy, that was going to get stolen.
Robinson read that thing like a book.
Yes, he did. And that cross-court bounce pass, it's longer. And that's the ones that get stolen.
But if that were a chest pass, that's 2 points the other way.
Yeah,
that's the
that's
importance
true.
of a bounce pass.
John Glenn still in that trapping 1-2-2 defense. They get it over to Nichols. Nichols between the legs down the lane. Runner up good. Gator Nichols, he's got 8 points now. 29-23, 1:54 to go. Bates being harassed by Llewellyn. And there's a bump but no call. Bates gets it into the front court. Now being guarded by Nichols. Three-pointer from the corner. Robinson no good. Knocked out of bounds by Glob, but a foul.
I think they are going to get Glob over the top.
And that's going to be 2 free throws for Maysville now on the other end.
And that's Watson's 8th. I'm going to give him a rebound there for good position on the rebound. I'm going to give him a rebound. That's his 8th rebound on the evening.
Watson's going to go to the line to shoot 2. He's got 5 points on the night, and his team trailing John Glenn right now 29-23. Watson first free throw is good. And a host of substitutions again for John Glenn. Dolan, he gets in, back into the game.
Braden Davis also checked in. Nicholas Aukus at the scores table 2.
Watson's second free throw is good. And they messed up the score again.
Should be 29-25.
29-25. Our crack technician tonight, Joel Lasago, right on top of things tonight with the score, 29-25.
The late starter, too, tonight.
They brought him in from the bullpen tonight.
But when he's your ace, that's what you got to go with.
Bates gets the ball to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis trying to beat the defense with the dribble, and he bounces it off of his foot, and he turns it over. And then he creates a turnover. Nikolazakis dives on the floor, gets the ball back. Dolan tries to get around the defender, can't do it. Ball tipped away. Nikolazakis got his hands on it again. There's people all over the floor. It's a rugby scrum. Davis has got it. He shoots it, and it's good.
I don't even know how to describe that.
I can't even describe that one. On the other end, here comes a 3 from Nichols. No good. Nikolazakis tips the ball away, and it's going to get stolen from behind. And now we got bodies on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. It is fast and frenetic here at Southtown.
Pandemonium. We have both coaches almost out to the volleyball lines. Coach Brown wants a timeout.
And I can't believe they gave him a timeout because they didn't have possession of the basketball.
So the John Glenn crew obviously wants a jump ball.
Yes.
But they did get the 30-second timeout.
Our sponsors again for tonight's broadcast: Allen Hunter State Farm, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Valentine Insurance, Surgeon Construction, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, People's Bank, and Wakefield Dental, all sponsors of our basketball game tonight. And I'm not sure I agree with the Honorable Tom Orr in awarding a timeout. Didn't look like there was possession on that one.
I'll say this, though. Those last 3 trips up and down the court have been fun to watch.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I'm not sure what to say about it as it's taking place.
Those are the worst, though, as a stat man, because you just cannot keep up. Is that a turnover? Is that a great play? I don't know, so it's just like I'm just going to watch.
There were bodies on the floor. Let's just put it that way. 31-25. John Glenn leads. 44 seconds to go in the clock running here at the end of this second quarter. Nice job there.
They're going to get Glob. A little bit too much giving Gator Nichols, but this is too much.
They called it on Nikolazakis.
Oh, okay, it was on Nikolazakis.
And we're going to go back to the free throw line. Watson's going to shoot a couple more. Maysville, a very good free throw shooting team. 19 of 23 Tuesday night.
2 of 3 tonight.
And we got a lot more subs coming into the game. Watson gets the first one.
A total of 6 subs coming in for both teams.
Watson now 3 for 3 from the line himself. And he's got 8 points. One dribble, shot up, good. 38 seconds to go, 37-31, John Glenn leading Maysville. Dolan breaks the press, now skips it out to Briggs. Briggs, three-pointer, and it's good from the corner. 34-27. John Glenn now man-to-man defense.
Looks like Nichols just going to hold it out here.
They're going to hold it for one. That's Maysville, they like to get the last shot in these situations.
They will also have possession to come out after halftime, too.
They get it to Rock, back to Nichols. Nichols penetrates to the baseline. They're going to call foul. And I think that was on Bates.
Yeah, and Coach Scheck did not like the reach around there by Steele.
Nope.
But Steele wanted to make sure they got the last shot.
So Nichols is going to shoot a couple of free throws. 4.5 seconds to go in this first half of action. And his first free throw is up and good.
What a first half.
It's been entertaining, to say the least. Glob back into the game for Dolan. 4.5 seconds to go. Nichols going to shoot his second free throw. And it rattles in and good. Inbounded it to Bates. Bates trying to get up the court in a hurry. Going to take the last shot. It's up and it's no good. That's going to end our first half. Maysville 29, John Glenn 34. We'll take a break. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on ABC Sports.
Stoney's RV Center is the place that makes buying a new RV easy. Ask about their on-site financing with very affordable payments, and they make on-site camper service calls to the area campgrounds. Stoney's RV also carries cargo trailers, car haulers, horse and stock trailers, and open utility trailers. They install hitch systems and fill propane tanks too. Stoney's RV Center, the place that takes camping to the next level, and a proud sponsor of our area high school sports teams.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction, we'll take it from here.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 260-6699.
Dave Hilliard back at Southtown. A very entertaining Muskingum Valley League basketball game going on right now. John Glenn leading this one 34-29 here at the half. The action has been fast and furious. Bodies on the floor. Mike, hard to describe all that happened, but boy, what an entertaining game to watch.
It has been entertaining. Everybody's been busy. The crowd's been busy. The players been busy. The referee's been busy, and I've been busy up here trying to keep stats with this this pace of this game. But for game two, I mean, our first game of the year, this is a hard one to do because it's a hard one to keep up with. But yes, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Boy, it has been really entertaining. As we said, John Glenn leading this game 34-29, and point breakdown here for John Glenn. Cooper Briggs, he's got 9 points, Mike, on 3 3-pointers. C.J. Dolan has got 6 points. Cole Robinson has 6 points. Braden Davis with 4. Hayden Genzer with 5. Steele Bates with 4, rounding out the 34 total for John Glenn. For Maysville, Gator Nichols, no surprise, leading the way with 10. Gavin Ferguson with 5, Landon Iden with 3, Kane Rohrig with 2, Jordan Watson 9 points for Maysville, and that is their total of 29. End of the first quarter, 19-13. Maysville clawed back, had the lead, then John Glenn got it back, so I would anticipate, Mike, that we're going to see more of that in the second half.
I would think so, too. One thing I did notice in the stats, Dave, Maysville out-rebounded John Glenn 17-10, but Maysville did have 7 turnovers. John Glenn only turned it over twice. So, and Maysville, John Glenn shot 50%. They were 13 of 26. And, you know, and it can be said for anybody. If you're knocking down threes, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yes,
and they shot the 3 ball at a very good rate in that first half.
Well, Briggs himself, he had 3 threes in this first half. Hayden Genzer, a bonus 3-pointer there. So John Glenn as a team has 4 threes, and the team that we really thought would lead the way in the 3-point shooting, Maysville, they've got Ferguson's got 1, Iden's got 1, Watson's got 1, and that's it.
And they made 11 in their first game against Bloom Carroll.
Right, so, and I anticipate them shooting more of them. And I also anticipate John Glenn going to that half-court 1-2-2 again, because they were able to disrupt Maysville with that defense.
They were, and one other thing I saw, too, that played a key in the first half. John Glenn had a lot more bodies playing in that first half. Maysville just a few off the bench, but John Glenn, Coach Scheck got his guys in and out, got them rests, and nobody in real foul trouble for either team.
When we come back, we'll be ready for second half action. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Today is the day you make changes, the day you have looked forward to, the day you take a step to see the you before addiction. And it all starts right here at the Residence, an in-bed facility that designs your recovery to your needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm Crystal Reynolds for Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions. Our approach is personal, and it is as individual as your needs. We are here for you. Call 855-692-7247.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
The high school basketball season is underway in gyms all over the Buckeye State. The Ohio State University men's basketball team's been playing for several weeks now. The Buckeyes will look to a true freshman from Central Ohio to spark a Big Ten and NCAA tournament run in March. Adam Jardy covers the basketball Buckeyes for the Columbus Dispatch, and I'll speak with him next. This is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Hoops.
In Ohio, public education matters. And every day, Ohio's public school educators use their united voice to advocate for the supports and resources our public schools need so every child thrives. No exceptions. I'm Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro, and on behalf of our 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game. Because great public schools are a winning playbook for Ohio, and Ohio is stronger when we stand together to cheer for our students' success.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor, or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
This is ONN.
I'm Eric Reeser. Adam Jardy is my guest. He covers the Ohio State men's basketball team for the Columbus Dispatch. Early on, this Ohio State squad looks like they've relied on true freshman John Mobley Jr. for their three-point shooting. Adam, how much will they lean on the kid from Reynoldsburg as the season rolls along?
I think they're going to have to lean into it because I do think he is their most dangerous three-point shooter. I do a preseason poll of the team where I ask as many guys as I can for just their vote. Best shooter, best passer, best dunker, and I ask for best dressed as well, which usually gets the most debate. But Mobley was like, I think someone else might have split their vote, but otherwise he was like a unanimous pick for best shooter on the team. And so he distinguished himself very early on to his teammates that he has, sort of in the gym range. I remember talking to Jake Diebler during the preseason about Mobley and kind of what he had seen from him early on. And he said that he had some quote, loud practices offensively, which comes to mean like, he gets hot and you can't stop him. And, the thing that I was most curious about with his size was just, could he get his shot off at this level? And when I watched Ohio State play at Cincinnati in the charity exhibition game in mid-October, the Bearcats knew exactly, like, as soon as he checked in the game, his defender was on him, and his first three-point attempt was blocked. And I thought, okay, can he adjust? Can he figure this out at this level? Fast forward like 2.5 weeks later, sitting there in Las Vegas watching him against Texas, and he takes a shot from the logo at center court and drills it. And you're like, okay, he's here. He can do it at this level. He can literally shoot from just about anywhere. And that has not wavered in the early going. So I think having a guy who's that dangerous of a shooter is a real key for this Ohio State team to get where it wants to get, because that's Jake Diebler needs three-point shooters on his team. And I think he's probably their best one already.
Adam, what have you seen from Jake Diebler? It's been, 10 months since he took over as the head coach of this basketball team?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing that you can tell is that it matters to him at a very high level. And that's not to say that previous coaches at any era, like it wasn't like that for them, but it's very evident from Jake, and it's very genuine that Ohio State matters to him. The program has mattered to him at a very high level for a long time. And so I think that is very apparent in like how he approaches things, how he looks at bringing in new players, like what they look for in the transfer portal or the high school route, that, they want guys that this matters to them too. And it's not just about having, the 5-star guy who, doesn't have any real tie to Ohio State or any real like passion for Ohio State. Like that stuff all really matters to how he wants things to run. And I think what you've seen in the early going, it hasn't been perfect, but you see guys that respond to that want to play for that want to play for him. I think his relationships with his players are genuine.
My thanks to Adam Jardy. Be sure to read his stuff on the Ohio State men's and women's basketball teams in the Columbus Dispatch. You can also follow him on social media at Adam Jardy. I'm Eric Reeser for the Ohio Education Association, tonight in High School Hoops.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Third quarter action ready to get underway here at Maysville High School. Hopefully the second half is going to be as entertaining as the first half was. Lots of action. Both teams just laying it all on the line, Mike. Everyone, a lot of hustle, people diving on the floor after the basketball. So John Glenn with a 5-point lead here at the halftime, and we've got 16 minutes of basketball to decide the winner in this one.
John Glenn had 4 runs where they made 3 shots in a row. Maysville had 3 runs where they made 3 shots in a row.
Gator Nichols being guarded by Dolan, and he gets into the front court and loses the ball, and that's going to be over and back. Boy, not a good way to start, a turnover to start, and basically unforced. He just kind of dribbled it off his leg.
Just token pressure applied by Dolan.
Ball inbounded into the backcourt. Bates has got it. He's being guarded by Rock. Dribbles to the right side, screen from Davis. Watson switches out onto Bates. Dolan trying to beat Rock on the dribble, gets a screen from Davis. Now crosses over, Rohrig on him, almost throws it away, but Bates maintains control, being guarded by Watson. Bates between the legs, crossover. Now out to Briggs. Briggs finds Nikolazakis down low, and he kicks it back out to Dolan. Dolan penetrates all the way in, jump stop up, no good. Rebound, Braden Davis. He kicks it out to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis, spin move in the lane, layup up and good. Nice move, Will Nikolazakis, his first bucket of the game, and they force a turnover. Nikolazakis lets a 3 go, and it's good.
What a start for John Glenn here in the third quarter.
A 5-point run for Nikolazakis to start the, and there's going to be a foul on Watson. I thought they were calling that on Nikolazakis for a second, but that is a foul on Watson.
And that's 2 quick turnovers for Maysville in the first minute, 10 seconds.
And I'm sure Coach Brown talked about ball security in the locker room, and they haven't done a good job to start the second half. 2 early turnovers. Now they're down 10, 39-29. Bates between the legs now to Davis. Back to Bates. Davis trying to set a screen. He rolls to the basket. Bates all the way up, no good. Rebounded off to Jordan Watson, and he's fouled. Briggs nudged him right out of bounds, and that's Briggs' second foul.
John Glenn already has 4 shot attempts in this quarter. Maysville, none yet.
And that's what turnovers do. You don't even get an attempt at the basket.
No, you don't.
Coaches can live with a bad shot because at least you're getting a shot at the basket. It's the turnovers that frustrate them the most because you're not even getting a chance to score. There's some pressure from John Glenn, full court. Watson back to Roehrig. Roehrig penetrates right down the lane, and he's going to lay it up and in, and that's his second bucket of the game.
That was by far the easiest basket by either team tonight.
There has not been much easy in this game tonight, and that was the first one. You are right. Three-pointer on the way from Briggs. He gets another one. Briggs has got 4 three-pointers. 42-31.
If his feet get set, it's got a great chance of going in.
And John Glenn almost forcing another turnover. Good ball movement, though, from the Panthers. Roehrig in the corner. He's going to try a 3, no good. Rebound off to Bates. Bates now pushes it up the floor. Hands it off to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis backs off on the dribble. High screen there from Davis into the corner to Bates. Bates going to try a three-pointer. It's good. Steele Bates with a 3, and that's going to be a timeout. Bates now has 7 points. Dave Brown taking a full timeout, so we'll take a quick break here. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Looking for trusted dental care for the whole family? Dr. Darcy Wakefield and the team at Wakefield Dental have you covered. From pediatric to general and orthodontic care, they offer a full range of services. At Wakefield Dental, they focus on individualized treatment plans that not only create beautiful smiles, but build lasting confidence. Schedule your consultation today. Call 740-435-3100 or go to drwakefieldDDS.com.
5:31.
You're listening to high school basketball on
That's right.
107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Third quarter action here at Maysville High School. John Glenn has jumped out to a 14-point lead. It's 45-31 with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mike, turnovers are the difference in the game right now.
Huge difference, and obviously John Glenn's just shooting lights out right now.
Maysville inbounds it. Iden's got it, being harassed by Dolan. He throws it ahead to Watson. Watson, spin dribble, loses it right out of bounds. There's another turnover.
And I haven't seen Maysville look this flustered in a long time, but right now they are flustered.
John Glenn forces another turnover, and they get the ball back. C.J. Dolan to inbound it, gets it to Braden Davis. Davis back to Dolan, being guarded by Gator Nichols. Dolan pulls up on the dribble, almost loses it, gets it across into the front court. Kind of a Euro move. He lays it up, no good. Rebounded off to Rock. Davis had his hands on it, but Rock came up with a rebound. He gets it to Nichols. He throws it across to Rock. Back to Nichols. Nichols between the legs, going to shoot a 3. No good. Rebound, Watson, but he's fouled as he tried to put it back in.
Great effort there by Watson, and that's the boost maybe that Maysville needed, because right now they're struggling to get a good look at the basket.
Briggs, that's his third foul. It's significant because he's got 12 points for John Glenn, all on three-pointers, Mike.
Yeah, and he's been the main guy behind the arc for John Glenn in this game tonight.
Watson, first free throw, up and good. He's hit 5 straight free throws for Maysville.
7 of 8.
He's got 10 points now on the night. Second free throw now. We're getting a little shirt tail action tucked in as Robinson just reported into the game. Jordan Watson getting his second free throw. It's up and it rattles in and out, and rebound off to Robinson. Gets it over to Bates. Bates trapped in the corner, but he gets out of it. Now he's going to get it into the front court. Skips it over to Glob. Glob shoots it, no good. Air ball from the baseline. Didn't have a very good angle to shoot it there, Mike.
No, Watson, 11 rebounds.
Cross-court pass there from Iden. Rohrig tries to get to the rim, but he's cut off by Davis. Kicks it out for a 3-ball, no good from Iden. Rebound off to John Glenn. Dolan's got it on the right side. He gets into the front court. Now to Davis. Davis, spin move on the baseline. Knocked away by Rohrig. Davis going to go get it. Gets it back to Dolan. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. 42-35, or 45-32. John Glenn leads it. Lots of contact, lots of steps, nothing called. Watson on a breakout. He's going to lay it up and in. He's got 12 points. Robinson inbounds it directly to Bates. Bates being guarded by Rock. Dave Brown out on the floor exhorting his players to play some defense.
Dave got that clap going.
He had the clap going. He didn't use it that much last year, but he had it going tonight now. Dolan gets it over to Glob. Glob all the way, lays it up, no good. Here comes Maysville's chance to get it under 10. Watson on the left wing. He gets all the way to the left hand, kicks it out to Nichols. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Rock, but he tipped it away, and Glob gets his hands on it, and there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Coach Scheck wants to talk about it. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break, too. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a proud supporter of high school football. Contact one of the 42 agencies writing for Patrons Buckeye for a quote from your local insurance company covering Ohio. Whether you need coverage for your home, mobile home, cabin, seasonal home, a garage, or even farm equipment, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is located in Caldwell, Ohio, and can help. Visit our website, patronsbuckeye.com.
Your third quarter action at Maysville. John Glenn with an 11-point lead. It's 45-34. And a game, again, very entertaining. Lots of action. Lots of defensive pressure being applied by both teams in the full court, Mike. And John Glenn seems to be getting the best of that in terms of the turnover battle right now.
No doubt about it. Right now, Maysville has turned the ball over 10 times. 3 of these turnovers in the third quarter have been basically unforced. And that's what's keeping John. That's why John Glenn has this 11-point lead. They've only turned the ball over twice. But you know what, Dave? The pace of this game, no lead is safe.
No
lead.
None in this one. So right now, John Glenn with 11 points here in the third quarter. 9 of those on three-pointers. Maysville picking up full court. Rock on Bates as he's been guarding him most of the night. Bates gets it into the front court. Backs up on the dribble. High screen there. And now Rohrig switches off, and that's a switch I think Bates would like. I think he can beat Rohrig on the dribble. Now he's got Rohrig farther away from the bucket. Bates trying to create some space, getting his teammates out of the way. Bates, and he's going to get fouled by Rohrig on the dribble, and that's going to be Rohrig's third foul.
So Rohrig, 6'5", out there guarding the guard-type player, Bates, just kind of out of his element just a little bit.
That's the switch you really don't want. You don't want him having to guard people out on the perimeter, and that's what he got stuck in, and he fouled Bates on the dribble. His third foul in the game. They inbound it to Bates. Rock back on Bates now. Nikolazakis cuts through. Bates out to the top of the court. Rock staying in contact with Bates. Bates now tries to beat
Rock's long. He's very long.
Yes, he is. Nikolazakis with the spin dribble. And I've got to train myself, Mike. There's no shot clock in high school basketball, so I've got to get back to that. Nice penetration by Nikolazakis. He dumped it off. Bates now with the ball. Jump, stops, pops, good. Steal Bates. He's got 5 points in the quarter. He's got 9 for the game.
John Glenn took a lot of time off the clock that possession.
Yes, they did. Watson with a wild shot, and the rebound comes off to Bates. Bates finally gets across court, and they finally called the foul. I thought Watson used his hands quite a bit there.
Would that be called a Bronx cheer from the John Glenn crowd
and
right
when
there?
you redirect the dribbler with your hands, they're going to call that foul. And finally, He just used his hands a little too much.
And Maysville's trying to pick up the pressure a little bit,
yes,
but
they
they are using their hands.
Rock likes to keep his hand on Bates. Bates penetrates, and he's going to get fouled again.
I think I got Watson.
And they're calling that on Rock.
They did get Rock. Okay.
And that's his third foul. 1:42 to play here in the third quarter. John Glenn 47, Maysville 34. Maysville only with 5 points in the quarter, Mike.
And it just seems like if there were a time of possession in basketball, John Glenn has a ton of it this quarter.
Yeah, they do. Inbounded quickly to Bates. Couldn't quite get both hands on it, so he backs it off. Now Ferguson guarding him. Dolan crosses it over a couple times. He penetrates, and it's tipped away. Nice hands by Ferguson to get his hands on it, knock it out of bounds. John Glenn basketball, 1:27 to play in the third quarter.
And if you're John Glenn, you obviously don't want to take your foot off the pedal. But if you can take some time off the clock and you're up 13, that's not a problem.
Bates gets the inbounds pass. He's trying to beat Ferguson on the dribble. And there's going to be a timeout, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout for John Glenn, so we'll keep it right here. That gives me a chance to mention our sponsors: Allen Hunter State Farm, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Valentine Insurance, Surgent Construction, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Doan Ford, People's Bank, and Wakefield Dental, all sponsors of our broadcast tonight. We're on Nash Icon 98.5 and 107.9, and also YRP TV YouTube live video stream. We are the local station that gives you free live video with our basketball games. Every Tuesday, Friday, you can find a game on the YRP TV YouTube channel.
And I'm telling you, Dave, that's a nice thing. You know, if I get a Friday or Tuesday off, I'm usually tuning in to 1 or 2 or possibly sometimes 3 games that we offer.
I love it too. You can, and it's the games are there. If you want to go back after you get home and watch the game that you just were at, you can do that. Or if you want to watch a game from last year, you can do that. John Glenn having trouble getting it inbounded, and they throw it away. Ferguson all the way to the rim, lays it up good.
Ferguson's been a huge spark for Maysville tonight.
He's been big for them. He's got 7 points off the bench. 1:08 to play. Nikolazakis trying to get it across half court. And he's fouled by Gator Nichols.
And the Maysville crowd did not like that one.
And the John Glenn did.
And
fancy that.
This is getting very interesting.
It is going to get heated in this gymnasium before this one's over.
Yes. Temperature right now is not too bad, but I feel my glasses are steaming up just a little bit.
1:04 to play in the third quarter. John Glenn 47, Maysville 36. Will Nikolazakis shooting 2. He's got 5 points here in the quarter.
These are John Glenn's first free throws of the second half. They were a perfect 4 of 4 in the first half from the line.
Nikolazakis free throw up and good. 48-36, 1:04 to play now here in the third quarter. Nikolazakis toes the line, dribbles it, eyes the rim, lets it go, and that one's no good. Rebound off to Jordan Watson of Maysville. He's trapped immediately, but he gets it to Gator Nichols. Gator Nichols fouled by Steele Bates.
And that's going to be Bates's
That's his second foul.
Third team foul here in the third quarter.
Just under a minute to play, and as you pointed out, Mike, only 3 fouls, so no free throws for Maysville in this situation. Back to Watson, got away with maybe a little travel, and he almost throws it away, but it gets back to his hands on the left side. Now to Gator Nichols, 47 seconds. They find Iden in the corner. He turns down a 3, back to Nichols. Nichols going to get fouled.
That's going to be the 4th team foul, and looks like they got 31, Genzer.
And that was Genzer, his second team foul. They had one to give, though, so 40.7 seconds left. Maysville back on the offensive end. Nichols over to Watson. Watson on the left side. Now they skip it back to Nichols. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound off And Jordan Watson had his hands on it, but he went out of bounds. Nice hustle from Jordan. Bates tried to corral the rebound, but Watson had his hands on it, but it got knocked out of bounds. And now Cooper Briggs coming back for offensive firepower.
And I would assume John Glenn's going to look for one shot here, and they get the possession to start the fourth quarter.
Watson here, or excuse me, Briggs with 4 3-pointers in the game. He's got 12 points. They're trying to get it inbound to Bates, and they do. He's being harassed by Ferguson. 26 seconds and the clock rolling. Bates crosses it over in front of Ferguson. Now he beats him into the lane, dumps it off to Nick Lazakis. He gets a layup. It's good. Nick Lazakis, a big quarter for him. He's got 8. Wide all the way down the field, and he throws it to him and misses the layup. Bates corrals it, and he's fouled with 5 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And that foul is on Cohen Llewellyn. 5.2 seconds to play. John Glenn 50, Maysville 36. Bates shooting 2 free throws. Couple subs waiting to come into the basketball game. Bates eyes the rim, free throw up, good. He's got 6 points in the quarter, 10 for the game.
Bates has been an outstanding free throw shooter throughout his career here at John Glenn. Bates only a junior. Feels like he's a 6-year senior. I mean, he's been playing basketball at John Glenn for a long time.
Bates, second free throw up, good. 51-36, 2 seconds. Gator going to throw it from half court, no good. And that's going to end our third quarter. John Glenn, 52. Maysville, 36. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on AVC Sports.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. And on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Fourth quarter ready to get underway here in Southtown. John Glenn 52, Maysville 36. John Glenn will have the possession to start the fourth quarter. Mike, this is a long way from being over.
Oh, no doubt about it. We've seen the Maysville Magic all year last year.
We saw them pull some games out. Now, they had more time in those games, but again, they've got a way they can really turn the switch on, and especially if they start getting some three-point shots to drop, their defensive pressure gets that much better.
Maysville's been a thorn in John Glenn's side for a few years now.
There's a turnover to start the fourth quarter, and that's what Maysville needs to get jump-started. Jordan Watson with the layup, and it's 52-38. What you did not want to do if you were John Glenn was turn it over and give a layup, a live ball transition layup, and that's what they did. Dolan gets it to Bates. He thought about a three, but changed his mind. Back to Dolan. Dolan going to try a three from deep. Got it! C.J. Dolan answers.
That's a huge answer.
He was way behind the three-point line. Here comes a three back from Maysville. Left corner, no good. Dolan with the rebound, went high to get it, and he throws it, hits the back of the backboard. That's going to go back to Maysville.
Dolan was put in a tough spot there.
He was. He was trapped right on the baseline with his momentum taking him out of bounds. Had to throw it.
Between a rock and a hard place.
Between a rock and a hard place, exactly. There goes Ferguson down the lane, up and in again. Gavin Ferguson. He has been a nice spark off the bench for Maysville.
I believe that's 7 for him.
He's got 9 now with a chance to get his 10th point.
Yes.
6:55 to play in the basketball game. It's 55-41. John Glenn leads it. And here comes the full court press, which we've seen most of the game. John Glenn gets it inbounds back to Dolan. Dolan against Gator Nichols. Dolan gets it across half court. They tried to trap him with Rohrig, and he skips it over to Briggs. Briggs, though, now back to Dolan, and he's going to get tipped out of bounds by Rohrig. If he doesn't tip it,
it's going the other way. And right now, John Glenn's Molly hatching it. It's flirting with a little disaster.
I think Braden Davis would have had that one and laid it in if Rohrig doesn't tip it. Dolan now took a big three-pointer the last possession. He's got it, being harassed by Ferguson. Almost turns it over, gets it over to Briggs. Briggs penetrates, dumps it down to Davis low. Davis lays it up and in.
Great work there by Briggs and Davis.
Davis down there is what we call the dunker spot. Just looking for those dump-offs, and he got it, and he laid it in 57-41. Oh, that was a really nice defensive play by Bates, which is called a foul. And that's going to be Steele Bates' third foul. John Glenn going to go back. They've matched up. I'm sorry, I thought they were going to play a little zone there. Nikolazakis got out of position there on the inbounds play. Gator Nichols thought about the three and gets it to Rohrig. Rohrig penetrates, now to Rock. Guarded by Davis, Watson, and that's going to be charging. Will Nikolazakis in good position, and Jordan Watson led with his shoulder, Mike. That was the difference.
I watched Nikolazakis that whole defensive possession. I don't know if anybody can change directions and be full speed on the change of direction faster than he can.
Well, that's why he is a fantastic soccer player.
Yes, he is.
Because he can change direction like that. Great soccer player, good, really good kicker in football. Dolan going to take it all the way, lay it up, no good. Ferguson with the rebound. They've got an advantage. They get it to Watson in the corner, back to Ferguson, three-pointer, good. Gavin Ferguson cuts the lead to 57-44. They get it back into Bates. Bates being held by Ferguson, and that's going to be a foul.
It's going to be the second team foul. Both teams with 2 team fouls here in the fourth quarter.
5.5 minutes to play. John Glenn 57. Maysville 44. John Glenn with 5 points in the quarter. Maysville, they've got 8 in the quarter.
Got a feeling both teams are going to be shooting free throws. A lot of 2-shot free throws this quarter.
We're going to see a lot of free throws being shot in this game before it's over with. Inbounded to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis being guarded by Rock. Spin dribble. And he gets it across to Dolan. Dolan now to Davis. Back to Dolan on the left wing. Dolan penetrates.
Now, does John Glenn look to score here, or are they going to play keep away?
Well, it looks like they're trying to play keep away a little bit. Bates picks it up, and he's fouled by Nichols. And Landon Iden checking back into the game for Rohrig. Maysville going small, Mike, trying to create pressure and some turnovers.
Let's see how John Glenn attacks the smaller version.
Dolan inbounds it, taken away by Rock, but it tipped it right to Bates. Fortunate there for John Glenn. Bates now into the front court. Bates all the way with the left hand.
What a
nice pass to Braden Davis. Steele Bates with eyes in the back of his head, and he finds Davis for the layup. 59-44. Watson three-pointer on the other end, no good. Rebound off to Bates. Bates tied up. It's going to be a jump ball, and I think that's going to Maysville. Yes, it is. It is. They have the arrow. Nice job there by Maysville, tying up Bates after he had the rebound. Gator Nichols to inbound it. He's going to go back and get it in the corner for a three, but he can't get the shot off. Nichols trying to create on the dribble. He gets in the lane. It's blocked. I just should say it wasn't blocked. They went for the block, but it was a foul instead.
They got Braden Davis on that foul.
And that's Braden Davis's first foul of the game. Nichols did not score in the third quarter. Now back at the line for Maysville, shooting a couple.
8 of 10, Maysville from the line.
4:36 to play. Gators' first free throw up and good, and that makes it 59-45. Nichols now to shoot the second one.
Gator, the 6-foot junior, we saw him have a pretty good football season this year too.
He had he really just had a nose for the football. He was just able to be around the ball all the time. Second free throw good, 59-46. John Glenn now with the basketball. Nichols harassing Dolan. Dolan gets it up to Nikolazakis. Braden Davis has it on the baseline. He lays it up. He's fouled though before he gets the shot off.
And the John Glenn crowd was hoping they didn't call a foul there because that was 2 points and a 15-point lead.
And that's Gavin Ferguson's third foul.
Next one, John Glenn will be shooting 2.
Trying to inbound it, having trouble getting it in, and John Glenn going to call a timeout. Coach Scheck called a timeout as they were having trouble inbounding it. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Now, the last time, Mike, they called a timeout and had to inbound it, they threw it away on the inbounds.
They did, and that only leaves John Glenn with 1 full timeout left in the game. Maysville has 2 full timeouts left in the game. So we're running out of timeouts, and both teams are running out of fouls to give. So it's going to come down to high school players making free throws.
Well, John Glenn, as you said, the next foul on Maysville, John Glenn goes to the line to shoot 2 the rest of the way.
Correct. And John Glenn has been shooting free throws well. I mean, we're only in game 2. So far tonight, they are
they're 7 for 8.
7 for 8, and they shot it well up at Tusky Valley. So this is a pretty good, what looks to be a good free throw shooting team.
4:25 to play. John Glenn, 59, Maysville 46.
And they have trouble getting it in
and they
again.
Going to turn it over again, except Braden Davis gets his hands on it, and there's going to be a foul on Jordan Watson, his 4th.
You know, Davis in this quarter has been in the right place at the right time.
Somehow he came out of that pack, and he had the ball, and he tipped it to his own teammate.
5 people tipped it. It ended up in Davis's arms, and he knew to get it to a guard right away.
I think Braden was one of those, I don't want this ball right now.
No, I do not.
I need to get it to one of these other guys. Cooper Briggs' free throw, no good.
His first trip to the line tonight.
Off the front iron.
Briggs has knocked down some big threes tonight, though, for the Muskies.
Yes, he has. Second free throw, it's in and out. Rebound off to Jordan Watson, 59-46. And that's going to be a block this time on Nikolazakis.
We're not even halfway through the fourth quarter yet.
4:17. And here comes back into the game Cole Robinson, who has been a really nice addition for John Glenn. He's done some nice things off the bench, so good for him to get in here and contribute. He's got 6 points, all those in the first quarter. Nichols going to penetrate, lays it up and in. Not much defensive pressure there. Seemed like John Glenn just did not want to foul there. Briggs gets up in the air, gets it to Dolan. Dolan across half court. Got numbers, gets it over to Robinson. He's going to fire it up, and good.
Big basket again by Robinson.
61-48, Maysville back in a hurry. Gator Nichols gets a screen from Rock, penetrates, lays it up, no good. Rebound off to Watson. Watson into the corner to Iden. Iden, three-pointer. Good, Landon Iden. And he cuts it to 10, and Dave Brown is going to call a timeout. It's 61-51. We'll take a break as well. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Looking for reliability, style, and affordability? Look no further than Doan Ford's Ford Fiesta with a fuel-efficient 1.6-liter i4 engine and a smooth 5-speed manual transmission. It's perfect for city streets or open highways. Enjoy modern conveniences like power windows, locks, cruise control, and a rear-view camera for added safety. With low miles, this Fiesta is ready to roll for a very low cost. Visit Doan Ford today and drive away in style. Located at 66870 Belmont Morristown Road, or visit them online at doanford.com.
Fourth quarter action here at Southtown. It is 61-51. John Glenn with a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Mike, we've got a long way to go because there's still a lot of fouls that are going to happen in this game.
A lot of fouls, and I was telling you during the break, Jordan Watson, 14 rebounds, and I don't know how many balls he's kept alive just by tipping it.
Right.
But, I mean, I just wonder, that's got to be close to a personal record for himself, 14 rebounds, and we still got a ways to go.
Well, he's got 14 points to go along with the 14 rebounds, too.
We call that the true double-double there.
Yes, it is. He's doing a fantastic job. John Glenn now with the basketball. They have a 10-point lead with 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Every foul on Maysville will now be a two-shot foul, and that was a kick, which is going to go to John Glenn as they had Bates trapped in the corner. Now, Maysville has changed up their press, Mike, because they're now trying to trap out of it instead of just trying to pressure them full court, man-to-man, and the ball went out of bounds. Nice play, though. Ferguson almost got the steal.
It's your full diamond press.
And you can see the sense of urgency right now in the Maysville defense.
And right now, the last two times, John Glenn has struggled against this.
They've been just a little bit weak with the basketball. There's Nikolazakis back to Dolan, who gets it to Nikolazakis. He breaks the trap, but it's taken away. Ferguson's got it. He lays it up. No good. Ball spot for Nikolazakis on the ground. Lots of people on the ground, and there's going to be a jump ball. Bodies flying, people diving for the basketball, and that's going to be John Glenn ball.
And that was a scrum.
I don't know what else you call it.
That was a full-out rugby scrum.
There was a steal, a layup that was contested. Maybe you could have called a foul on. Rebound, knocked away. People on the floor.
And I think then Ferguson went up for the layup trying to make contact. John Glenn wasn't going to have him make contact, and it kind of screwed up his balance.
3:12 to play in the game. Bates has got it now. There comes the trap. He gets out of the trap, but you got to get it across half court, and they're going the wrong direction. They do get it across. Briggs has got it. Finds Davis down low. Davis lays it up and in.
Right place, right time, Davis.
Davis again. He gets another bucket. It's 63-51. Nichols thought about the three. Now to Watson. Watson now fakes the three, gets it to Watson. Watson turns down the three. Back to Nichols, three, and he's fouled.
Looks like Briggs got him. He's going to be shooting three.
And that's the last thing you want to do is foul a three-point shooter in that situation.
Still 2:41 left here in the game.
And that's Briggs' fourth foul. Nichols at the free throw line, and he gets to shoot three. Gator has not made a three-point shot on the night. He's going to get a chance to get a three-point play, though, because he was fouled in the act of shooting that three-pointer.
Maysville 11 of 13 tonight from the free throw line.
63-52. Now 63-53, and here comes the third free throw for Nichols. A chance to get it to single digits for the first time in a while here for the Panthers. Nichols eyes the rim, shoots the free throw, no good. Rebound off to Bates. Rock behind him, Bates gets it over to Dolan. Dolan now to Braden Davis. Davis tries a spin dribble. Ferguson cuts him off. Now to Dolan. Now he's in the corner. He's going to get trapped.
And that's
going to be the last timeout for Coach Shack. And it's a full timeout. We'll take one more quick break here, too. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on AVC Sports.
Looking for reliable insurance that fits your life? Look no further than Allen Hunter State Farm in Cambridge, Ohio. From auto to home to life insurance, we offer a range of options tailored to your needs. With our friendly, knowledgeable team, you'll get the protection and peace of mind you deserve. We're dedicated to being there for you, just like a good neighbor should. Call Allen Hunter State Farm today and discover how we can help you safeguard your future. Call 740-439-5385. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fourth quarter here at Southtown. The action is fast and furious, 63-53. John Glenn has a 10-point lead. They have possession of the basketball. Mike, what do they need to do here on the offensive end?
Well, I think, first of all, they got to take care of the pressure and attack the rim.
Yes.
Like you said earlier, on one possession there, they're going backwards. And and as soon as they started attacking the rim, you have somebody on the block it's been Braden Davis in this quarter.
And Davis has been in the right spot every time, as you said.
Yes, he's been the finisher.
He's got 6 points here in the quarter, 10 for the game. And all those 6 have just been at the end of pressure.
Yes, they
have. He's down there in that dunker spot. He's getting the basketball.
And I think they didn't let the timeout clock run off all the way.
All right, 2:25 to play. 63-53, John Glenn basketball. Bates has it. He's trapped immediately. He throws it across court to Nicholas Akis. Good job getting it out of the trap. Davis throws it out to Briggs. Now Bates has got it. John Glenn trying to run some clock here. Bates being guarded by Rohrig. Behind his back dribble. Now jump stop, kicks it back out to Dolan. Dolan picks up his dribble. Now over to Bates. Bates guarded by Rohrig again.
Remember, John Glenn, no timeout.
And he's going to get fouled by Rohrig. And that's Rohrig's 4th foul.
So John Glenn's going to shoot 2 here. They are 7 of 10 so far tonight.
So Steele Bates, he's going back to the line. First time in the 4th quarter. He hit 2 in the 3rd quarter. He had 7 points in that 3rd quarter, 11 now for the game. And his first free throw is up and good. Pushes the lead to 11 now.
And it looks like Coach Scheck's going to go offense for defense. They're going to bring in Andrew Glob for Cooper Briggs.
64-53, 1:57 to play. Second free throw good from Steele Bates. 65-53. Ferguson, he's going to get all the way to the rim. He lays it up and in. Ferguson. Gavin Ferguson having a nice game for Maysville. John Glenn versus the pressure. They're going to get a layup here. Glob going to lay it up and in. His first basket of the game, 67-55. This time John Glenn stops the basketball. Rock's got it. Gator Nichols, three-pointer from deep, no good. Rebound off to Steele Bates. Spin dribble. Over to Nicholas Akis. Nicholas Akis being hounded. And now into the corner to Braden Davis. He flips it back out to Bates. Bates is going to get fouled and does.
Well, you got a feeling here, John Glenn hits free throws. They can seal this thing up.
Gavin Ferguson, his 4th foul.
Now's the time, too, Dave. You almost start talking about how many possessions. Right now, 12 points. That's a 4-possession game.
Yes.
So if he makes a free throw here, that makes it a 5-possession game.
Bates, first free throw, good. 68-55, 1:16 to play. Bates is going to get a second free throw. And he makes that one too. 6 in a row from Steele Bates at the free throw line in the second half. Coach Scheck instructing his players where he wants them to be. They've got a man in the corner with nobody on him. Nicholas Akis gets there. Ferguson hands it to Nichols. Nichols back to Ferguson. Ferguson three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound, Jordan Watson. He kicks it out to Nichols. Back to Ferguson. Ferguson tries another three. Gets it.
That's going to be the last time out for Dave Brown.
I find it very interesting that Watson and Nichols, the guys you expect to be shooting the three-pointers,
continue to get open looks.
Are getting open looks, and they're passing the ball because they haven't had that much success tonight from the three-point line.
Right.
But they're getting it to the guy that has, which is Gavin Ferguson. He's got 3 3-pointers now.
Yes, he has. And back down to a 4-possession game, 11-point lead.
I really think that says a lot about Gator Nichols and Jordan Watson because, you know, it would be very easy to think, hey, I'm the man. I got to shoot this thing because, you know, I've done it before for us.
Right, but Ferguson's been on.
They know
he's been
their
good
teammates
tonight.
got
Yes.
the hot hand, so they're getting him the basketball.
Doing a great job of that. Now, here's where it gets interesting, Dave. Neither team with a timeout left. And it's just going to be a slugfest, full court slugfest up and down the court. I would say any time that John Glenn does successfully get it across half court, we will see Maysville fouling.
Yeah, they're going to shoot some free throws here. 69-58. John Glenn with an 11-point lead and exactly 1 minute to play in this basketball game.
Once again, no timeouts, either team.
If you get it in bounds, you want to get it to your free throw shooters, and that's Bates. And it's going to get stolen by Watson. Nice play there out of the trap. Gator Nichols three-pointer. Good, of course, when you need him. They got it down to 8 now. Bates in the corner again, waiting for the trap to come, and I think you got to get it out of the trap faster. Dolan across half court, now gets it to Bates, but it's a turnover.
And I'm not sure if there's any way John Glenn can see, but Braden Davis is standing down here he's the only guy on the other side of the court.
If they just throw it down there, he gets a layup. Here comes Nichols again. Nichols going to try to get all the way to rim, lays it up and in. Gator Nichols.
All of a sudden, it's a two-possession game.
69-63, clock running, 26 seconds to play, and there is a foul. 69-63, 23.4 to go.
And you just wonder if you got that guy that can throw that pass, that's athletic enough, while being pressured, to just throw it down.
They're inbounding it to Bates in the corner.
Every time, yes.
Where they're letting him come and trap him in the corner.
And he turns his back.
Quit inbounding the ball into the corner if you're John Glenn.
And Maysville has always been excellent at trapping.
Yes. Bates, first free throw, up and good. 70-63, John Glenn. 23 seconds to play. Bates going to get a second free throw. John Glenn just going to have to get the ball stopped and make them shoot a shot they don't want to shoot. And that second one no good. 70-63, 21 seconds, clock running. Gator Nichols going to have to shoot it. He does. No, dips it over to Watson. Watson blocked. C.J. Dolan with the block. Huge play from C.J. Dolan, and that's going to end this basketball game. John Glenn going to get out of here with a W.
What a play by C.J. Dolan. Athletic play.
He came out of nowhere.
I thought that was a 6'5" guy doing that.
C.J. Dolan came from nowhere to block the three-pointer from Jordan Watson. That was a heck of a play. Bates' first free throw, no good.
Bates made them when he needed to make them.
Right, and now John Glenn going to back everybody off the line. Bates going to shoot his second free throw. 70-63, 6 seconds to play. Second free throw is good. 71-63, Nichols has it at half court. Pulls up, three-pointer, no good, and that's going to end it. John Glenn comes to Southtown, and they defeat the Maysville Panthers 71-63. We will be back to talk about this one in a couple of minutes. You are watching and listening to high school basketball on ABC Sports.
Stoney's RV Center is the place that makes buying a new RV easy. Ask about their on-site financing with very affordable payments, and they make on-site camper service calls to the area campgrounds. Stoney's RV also carries cargo trailers, car haulers, horse and stock trailers, and open utility trailers. They install hitch systems and fill propane tanks too. Stoney's RV Center, the place that takes camping to the next level, and a proud sponsor of our area high school sports teams.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction, we'll take it from here.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 260-6699.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Post-game here at Maysville High School, where John Glenn has made the trip to Southtown, and they have come out of here with a big 71-63 victory. A game that was just what you would expect out of two rivals in conference. Heated game from the opening tip-off. Both teams laying it all on the line. Kids diving on the floor all night. Lots of defensive pressure. Lots of crowd involvement, we will say.
Yes,
Mike Snively from both sides. And again, our sponsors that brought this game to you tonight: Allen Hunter State Farm, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Cedar Ridge Behavioral Health Solutions, Valentine Insurance, Surgent Construction, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Doane Ford, People's Bank, and Wakefield Dental, all sponsors of our broadcast tonight, and we certainly appreciate them helping us bring this exciting basketball game to you. First quarter, John Glenn jumped out to a 19-13 lead, and they were able to extend that lead to 34-29. I guess they lost a little bit of the lead. I was going to say extended, but they had a 5-point lead going into half. Third quarter, though, pivotal, Mike Snively, as John Glenn outscored Maysville 18-7 in the third quarter, and that gave them a 52-36 lead, and they were able to hang on through that fast and furious fourth quarter and end up winning this basketball game 71-63. Scoring breakdown, Mike is over here calculating madly on his statistics. So I'll go through the scoring breakdown for the Maysville Panthers, who now fall to 1-1 on the season. Gator Nichols with 21 points. Gavin Ferguson, a fantastic game off the bench for the Panthers. He had 18. Landon Iden with 6. Kane Rohrig with 4. Jordan Watson with 14 points for the Maysville Panthers. On the victorious John Glenn's side, Cooper Briggs with 12 points, all on three-pointers as he hit 4 3-pointers, and those were all at big points in the basketball game.
Yes, it was times where you thought Maysville was making their comeback or going to make a run at some point.
C.J. Dolan had 9 points. Cole Robinson, a nice contribution off the bench for the Muskies, 8 points. Andrew Glob with 2, and I will say Andrew, he had 2 points, but he serves as one of those defensive substitutions off the bench, so I don't really think anything he gets is a bonus. He did a really nice job defensively, though. Will Nikolazakis all over the floor tonight. He had 8 points, all of those in the third quarter. Braden Davis ended up with 10. He had 6 in the fourth quarter, all of those when John Glenn would break pressure. He would be all alone, and he would just get it and lay it in, and that's what you want to do at the back end of that pressure. Hayden Genzer, he had 5 points off the bench for John Glenn, and Steele Bates led John Glenn tonight with 17 points. He hit a 3. He only had 4 points at halftime, 13 in the second half, and Mike, 7 of those were on free throws. as he went 7 for 10 from the free throw line. Or no, he had 8 of those. 8 of those were from the free throw line.
Yes.
He was 8 for 10 from the free throw line, and those were all in the second half. So nice job there by him getting to the free throw line and converting, because those are big. Those are big in the game.
They are huge. Well, looking at statistics here, Dave, quickly. Maysville shot 21 of 52 for 40%. John Glenn, 25 for 45, 56%. You're going to win a lot of games when you shoot 56% from the field. Rebound-wise, Maysville out-rebounded John Glenn 30-24. Turnover department, Maysville turned it over 11 times. John Glenn turned it over 7 times. But through the first 3 quarters, John Glenn only turned it over 3 times. And free throws for the game, Maysville was 13 of 17, and John Glenn was 12 of 16. So basically, John Glenn shot the ball much better.
Yes.
And they shot in the fourth quarter, they were 6 of 7 from the field. So I'm going to put Coach Sheck on here right now.
Coach Sheck from John Glenn is joining us here in the post game, as he is joining us as he comes out of his victorious locker room tonight. Coach, just an exciting basketball game, at least from our standpoint. I mean, you might have been a little more stressed than I was tonight, but you guys found a way to come away with a great road win here at Maysville.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things where, heck, we haven't beaten these guys in 3 years, I believe. And since I've been at John Glenn, I don't think we've won at this gym. They do such a great job with their preparation as their coaches, and their kids play so well and so hard. For our guys to find a way to win an early season road game like this against an opponent in a program like that is really, I'm really proud of our guys.
And it's 2 road wins to start off the season. And I know, Tusky Valley might not have been as strong as you thought they were going to be going into it, but you knew you were going to get Maysville's best shot in here tonight, and you guys took the punch and you came away with the win. So congratulations to you and your team.
I appreciate that.
And tonight, just thought you got so many contributions from a lot of different people. Cooper Briggs had 12 points, all on 3-pointers. We talked about Glob. He had a bucket, but he came in and he played defense for you. Right. And your guys, we thought tonight, just did a great job of being disruptive defensively.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. And Coach Brown and Coach Cox and I talked before the game. Both teams do a really good job defensively and just harassing the basketball. I really thought it would come down to which team could make a little bit more plays like that.
Uh-huh.
And I thought our guys did a good job making some of those plays, and they did too. Both teams made some great plays and also made some silly mistakes. But
it's early though,
right? And our guys found a way to find a way to gut out a win like this. And I have no idea who scored for us or anything like that. But I do feel like the strength of our team. Obviously, we lean on Steele and CJ quite a bit, but we do have a lot of guys that can come in and contribute. I know you mentioned Glob. But Cole Robinson off the bench did a heck of a job for us.
Great
Cooper made a couple
contribution.
threes. But I'm proud of our guys. I thought we did a nice job. Like I said, both teams made some plays. Both teams are tremendous defensively, I think. But I'm proud of my guys to find a way.
Well, we just thought, too, Braden Davis was in the right place at the right time all night long. He ended up with 10 points. He had 6 in the fourth quarter, all at the back end of beating pressure, which he was just there, catch it, lay it in, and that's what you want at the back end of the pressure.
We joke with Braden a lot. He's a great kid, and I constantly tell him, you don't have to think. Don't think. Just go stand on there. You got good guards around you, but you better have your hands up, because I said the first time Steele or Nico or CJ throws the ball off your nose, you're going to hear from me. But, all of our guys, he did a nice job. He's a good finisher down there, and he's got some good instincts. But, I could rave, and go on and on about our kids. But that was a nice win for us.
It was. You got a lot of contributions from a lot of people. As you mentioned, we talked about Cole Robinson coming off the bench early, too. Had 6 points right away for you. He did some nice contributions. CJ hit a 3 in the fourth quarter that I wasn't sure if that was the shot you really wanted on that possession, seeing it was about 6 feet beyond the three-point line. But he knocked it down.
Right.
That was a big shot in the game.
Well, it was, and it's one of the things that I've had to change a little bit as a coach. And I learned a long time ago from a good friend of mine, Coach Mike Sheridan. He said you have to adapt. And I used to be a coach that would, we have to run this set, we have to do this, we have to do that. And I've kind of changed a little bit over the years of just let them play. just let them go play. We have a system, we have some movements that we run, but at the end of the day, you got to have some dudes and you got to have some kids make some plays. And at this point, especially several of those kids who played last year and a couple years now in a row, I trust them to make plays. And like I said, CJ, he could have missed that. If he misses it, I don't care. Because I have faith that our guys will find a way to get it back. But, yeah, I just got to kind of let him play sometimes. And 10 years ago, I would have been fired up if he shot that. But I think nowadays, you got to kind of let your players play.
Well, I think you did a great job of that tonight. And, again, you had a really great – when you switched, when you went to the 1-2-2, that really changed the flow of the game. And all of a sudden – you guys just started getting more turnovers, and you took care of it really well in the first half.
Right.
And then you just started creating turnovers, and you get more shots, you get more easy shots, and that just leads to the reason why you got out in front. So
right, and again, those guys for Maysville are never going to quit. They're going to make play after play. And just look down the stretch. I don't remember how many shots they made, but it seemed like we had the game, and then boom, they'd go on a 5-0 run, 10 to cut it under 10 or whatever it was. But, our defense, we're trying to do a couple of different things to be disruptive. We do have a lot of guys that we can throw at, guys that have different skill sets. So, the switch to that little zone, just try to not let teams be comfortable. And as good as Maysville is, as good as their guards are, if you let them get comfortable, they can burn you. And you saw that a little bit in the first half. That I think we had built a 6-7 point lead, and then boom, they hit 3 threes in a row, and they got the lead. So again, I was proud of our guys for being able to switch up and just cause a little bit of chaos against them.
Well, enjoy the road win tonight. That's a good one in conference when you can win on the road. You got to go on the road again next week. You got to go to Coshocton before you finally get to play a home game next Friday night against Philo, and we will have that one again on next Friday at your first home game after being the Road Warriors here to start off the season.
We got a little NBA road trip here at the start.
So at least you're getting 3 of them out of the way early. So we'll look at it that way.
I hear you. So, but appreciate you guys covering our games. And
appreciate you being up here with us tonight, Coach. And good luck to you. We'll see you next Friday night.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Coach Eric Scheck joining us here on the post game from Maysville. His team enjoying a 71-63 win over Maysville. And just one of those places it's really tough to play. Maysville has won a ton of games. They won a ton of games in this gym. And kudos to Coach Scheck and his squad as they came over here. And they found a way to get out of here with a win, Mike. And again, Coach Scheck, very complimentary of both teams. And again, you can't ask for much more in a high school basketball game. Both teams just gave just a fantastic effort tonight.
For game 2, early December, that was a fight. And it was a pretty well-played game. We knew it was going to get ugly there. Both teams ran out of timeouts at the end, and Maysville had to get in foul situations. But, for game 2, a packed house here, it was rowdy. I thought that was I hope it gets better from this because, my goodness, that's a tough opener right there, and that's going to be a tough one to beat the rest of the year.
Well, thanks for listening or watching the game tonight. And if you'd like to know, we've got a full schedule of games. If you're ever wondering, hey, I wonder if that game is on tonight, just go to our website, yourradioplace.com. We've got a list of all of our games that we're broadcasting, and we've got links to where you can listen to the games, where you can watch the games on our YouTube channel, which is YRP TV. Again, thanks for listening and watching high school basketball. You've been listening and watching to this game on AVC Sports.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon. High School Basketball is a presentation of AVC Sports.